excited to be here with you and excited about my guest. You guys know, and he's been on here with us for years, him and Cheryl, for years, the last Thursday of every month, and they always bring the fire. And so today we're talking about from knowing to doing, the science of behavior modification. I'm reading a wonderful book on the nightly dose. Many of you know it because you get my text message, The Power of Discipline by Daniel Walter. So amazing book. And it talks about this, like, what can you do to go from knowing, from all of this information, from the 84 books that we read on the nightly dose, and now putting it into action. Well, I can't think of anyone better that can get your buttercup in action and get you moving and making it happen, and how you go from knowing to doing, how you go from survival to significance, how you go from, poverty to prosperity in every area of your life. He is a certified John Maxwell coach, a certified Tony Robbins coach. He's just certified, but he's, and he's like a health and wellness whisperer. Like he knows it all, right? But he is constantly pouring into us, helping us make it happen, helping us achieve excellence to the highest level, elevating our lives, our spirits, our bank accounts, our health, all of it. It's just the full overall gamut of our lives. How do we take it to a whole nother level? Give it up for my mentor, my friend, absolutely amazing, 5-star, making it happen, Paul Croto. Take it away, sir. Good to see you.
Hey, thanks so much, Linda. That was so nice of you to say all those kind words. Love being here with you. What you're doing is just so inspirational. And I love the book you're reading now. It's a great topic, this whole topic of self-discipline. And, getting yourself to do what you should be doing is just a fascinating topic for me. I'd like to bring topics to everybody that, really will change your life. So I think this one is right up there with, this is something we all face and we got to do. Now, just as a disclaimer, my goal is to help people actually get past self-discipline. So you need self-discipline in the beginning to get yourself to do what you need to be doing. But a lot of this call today I'm going to talk to you about is making it so that it's effortless, so that it just becomes who you are. And we're going to talk a lot about identity today, but again, this is just a fascinating topic to me. So I love figuring out where the weak link is. So, I'm big, Cheryl and I are big on helping people figure out what they want. I really believe that is the starting point. Like, what do you want? This is something we do at the beginning of every year with people, set these yearly goals and these results that we want to achieve. So there's, a small percentage of people out there that actually do that actually figure out, hey, this is what I want. I want to write a book. I want to get healthier. I want to, whatever it is that they want to do this year. And then we teach the second part, which is decide why you want that so bad. So developing this purpose statement, like, why do you want to build this business so bad? If the why is, strong enough, say if the purpose is powerful enough, the price doesn't matter. It's my favorite quote that I came up with. So it's really important to have the purpose. Why am I doing this? And just that alone can help you, can drive you to do the things you need to do. But that's only one piece of it. The next part is the strategy. So you know where you want to go. You want to go there. We know why we want to go there. And then some people actually go and get a map and figure out, okay, here's my plan to go from here to here. Now, if you did those three things, you're now in the top 10% of the population. It is very rare for people to go through those three steps. However, even those people seem to fall off of a cliff when it comes to now execution, the doing. So Cheryl and I teach a system in Elevate Your Life called Plan, Do, Review. It can help you achieve anything you want in life. The plan part is knowing what you want, why you want it, and a strategy and how you're going to get it. The next part is do. Now you got to do that. You got to follow that strategy. You wrote out the steps. This is what I'm going to do. This is what it's going to take for me to be healthy this year. This is what it's going to take me to build my business this year. Whatever you're trying to do in life, there's a do to it. And this is where people fall off. We interviewed our health coaches that were doing this. Like sometimes I feel as a trainer that I'm not explaining things well enough. Like, here's the strategy. We've helped hundreds of thousands of people become healthy. We've helped all these thousands and thousands and thousands of people build these amazing businesses. Are you sure that you understand the strategy and how to do that? Because I feel like we spell it out all the time. And I quiz people. I'm like, well, tell me the strategy. They tell me, boom, 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 1, 2, 3. They got it. Boom. And so I'm like, yeah, they got it. So, but there's two things. There's strategy and there's execution. So a lot of the time it's not the strategy that's the problem. People know what the strategy is. They're not doing it. They're not executing it. And actually, there's been a huge study done over business owners that when we look at business owners in general, the study showed that 85% of business owners had a pretty solid business plan in place. They had a strategy in place. But only 30% of the people who had the solid business strategy actually followed it, which is just fascinating to me. How there's this big disconnect between knowledge, knowing what to do, and actually doing it. So why is there such a lack of execution? Well, there are several key reasons for this. And a lot of it has to do with behavior modification. Like we're used to doing things a certain way. So the challenge about behavior modification isn't about more knowledge. So again, the people know how to do it. It's about implementing that. So most people, again, know what they should do, but they struggle to actually do it. So why is this? Why is execution of a strategy so hard? Well, first of all, our brains are wired to conserve energy. So we like to do surface things or like shallow things. That's why we're so good at social media scrolling. Who's here great at scrolling through social media? I mean, it's something that's easy to do. Our brains, like, this isn't going to take a lot of, this isn't considered deep work. And, like if you decide you're going to write a book, like that would be considered deep work. Like I actually have to get rid of all the distractions and focus on doing this one thing. And it's something you're not used to doing. So it takes extra energy. So our brains love to stick to familiar patterns, things that we do a lot, as opposed to getting in and doing this deep work. And the second reason why this execution thing is difficult is because behaviors are deeply ingrained in our brains through years of repetition. So you've been living life a certain way for your whole life. Okay, so this is a great story. It's kind of embarrassing, but so a couple of years ago, I redid my kitchen and painted it, put new cabinets in, the whole thing, new countertops, brand new kitchen. So while I'm building this new kitchen, I'm like, okay, we got to do things right this time. So I want to have the dishes in these cabinets here, and then under the dishes in the drawers, we're going to put the silverware. Okay, now the silverware was clear on the other side of the kitchen before. I don't know why. It just somehow that's the way the whole thing worked out. And then I was going to build this coffee station over on the right side, where I'll have all my coffee maker is going to be there, and then some things for the coffee maker were in the drawer there. So again, this change we made was 2 years ago. To this day, I still go get a fork in the drawer that was there for 20 years, where the forks were. 2 years later, I moved that coffee and I moved the silverware. And I'm still doing it. And I feel like taking my head and bashing it into the countertop when I grab that drawer and open it and see that there's no silverware in there. I challenge anyone to do this. We fire and wire. 20 years I had the silverware in one drawer, and I still go to that drawer. Now what I did, so we just got through Christmas. So I had this, this is kind of a trick I'll teach you in a little bit, but it's to kind of like create reminders for your brain. So I actually had tied a red ribbon, which is stop, red means stop on one drawer, and then a green one on the silverware drawer. So I can now reprogram my brain as a little bit of a trick to knowing that don't touch this drawer, just go to the other drawer. But it's just amazing, you know, and I know this happens a lot for people who work. You know, you go to a job every morning, you're just used to getting in the car, pulling out, making the left, making the right. It's almost like you get to work on automatic because you've done it so many times. And even if you try to go someplace else on a weekend or something, you still find yourself making those same lefts and rights as if you're going to work, and you're not going to work or not, because we get so ingrained in habits. So the good news about this is that you can create these, you can override them and create new ones. Just know that this process can be difficult to rewire things, but it can absolutely be done. So in the beginning there, this it requires this conscious effort in kind of like a temporary discomfort to create this new path. So if you think about walking through the woods, is it easier to walk down a path you've been taking all along, or it's been already made, or to create a new path through the trees? Creating a new path through the trees is difficult. You have to knock all this stuff down and cut things, and it's just difficult to do that. But this is what we have to do to create this new path. And once the path is created, though, this is where I was talking about in the beginning of the call, I really believe that self-discipline becomes less needed. I don't need self-discipline to go to that drawer anymore, because I knew that silverware is in the drawer, in this drawer. So over time, when you fire and wire over many times, it becomes more automatic. The other thing that is really a hindrance on execution is distractions, the whirlwind. So we all live in this whirlwind, especially when it comes to building our businesses. And there's all these things going on you, and these things can, just absolutely kill creating a new behavior, the process of creating a new behavior. So we want to do all we can to eliminate distractions. I love this. If you have an iPhone or a Mac, there's this thing called focus modes, where you could actually program your phone and your computer to only have certain messages come through, or certain phone calls from certain people, or certain apps work. So I love this feature because I go into deep work mode, and only, I have like 6 people that I'll take a phone call from, or a text message, or, there's only a few apps that work. So I limit it. I make it difficult to get distracted. Some people actually put their phone in a different room. I think this is great because a lot of us, again, I don't want to say we're all lazy, but again, our brain is made to take the least effort route. So just the fact that it's 10 feet away from you is enough to not make you go look at it every 2 seconds. But if it's within an arm's length of you, you're going to grab that phone and look at it for every single little ding that happens on there. And those things are just absolute focus destroyers. The big thing, though, is that we're not in a peak state. So being a Tony Robbins trainer, everything starts with state. We believe that everything is state dependent. Even your memory is state dependent. So everyone remembers 9/11. They remember exactly where they were on that date, what they were doing. Why? Because they were in a different emotional state on that day. And when you're in a peak state, like you're like, whoa, what's going on? You remember things. If you're in a peak state and you do your personal growth, so it's not just going to Linda's call and listening to her read the book. It's what state are you going into the call at? So if you're in a peak state, you're going to remember things and retain things and participate better when you're in a peak state. If you're just kind of like sitting around right now and not really in a great state, you're not going to be effective. So my first key to everyone is to master this thing called state. And I think it was January 6th. It was the first month. So every Monday, Cheryl and I release a new podcast. And it was on this thing called emotional state and how important it is and how to get into it. And if you don't get this one thing right, nothing else is going to go right this year. So you could have all these hopes and dreams and plans and things you want to do. But if you don't get into the right state and teach yourself how to get in that right state, nothing else is going to happen right. So I have three keys. We went over three keys. And again, I really encourage you to listen to the podcast on it, but I'll give you the cliff notes. So there's three things that you got to do to get into a peak state. One is music. So I play my favorite music. Okay, music that you love. Two is to move. So it's important to walk and I have a trampoline that I jump onto. Just get some exercise. And three is mantra. So I have this mantra that I say, and I've been working on the words in this mantra for a while. And you can pick any words that make you put you into this peak state. But how I describe my peak state is through three words. And these are the three words I picked. And this is the mantra that I have for myself. And I encourage everyone to make their own mantra. If you want to steal mine, you're more than happy to. But it goes like this. I, Paul Croto, see. So I see myself. So we talk about vision boards all the time, which is seeing what you want. I can see it, I feel it, and I know. So it's part of who I am. It's my core that I am powerful, passionate, and positive. So I, Paul Croto, see, feel, and know that I am powerful, passionate, and positive. And I literally say that 100 times in a row. It takes me about 10 minutes or so to do it, but I say that over and over and over again. So we call this auto-suggestion in the personal growth world. You can also call it brainwashing. But brainwashing works in a good way if you wanted to, where you're telling yourself that this is who I am and I'm in this state. So I'm powerful. What does powerful mean? It means I can change things. It means I can do things. I can make things happen. I have a lot of energy. People who are powerful can make things happen. I'm passionate. As you can see, I love what I'm doing. I'm totally into it. I got these intense feelings about it, and I got really strong beliefs behind it. And last but not least, I'm positive. And this is the real key thing to say. Not only do I think positive thoughts, but I'm positive that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So it gives me a level of certainty in life. So when you walk into a situation where you want to accomplish this goal and you know what you want, the result you want, you know why you want it, you know how you're going to get it. You got to walk into the do part, the execution part, in a good state. And I really believe that saying that I'm powerful, passionate, and positive it describes the state that I need to be in to make this happen. So I'm in a great state. The next thing is I have to become the type of person who is healthy. Become the type of person who, if you want to write a book, you got to become the type of person who writes books. So it's this whole thing of identity. So at the core of behavior change is identity. Who we believe we are determines what we do. We act in alignment of our self-image. So actions flow naturally from identity beliefs. What we must do is we have to shift from, I want to blank, I want to be healthy, I want to write a book, I want to build this business, to I am. I am statements are everything. So you have to view yourself as the person who has these desired accomplishments and these desired habits in their life. So if you say that I want to be healthy, it's not going to get you healthy. But if you say, I am a healthy person, your subconscious mind will ask, well, what does a healthy person do? Does a healthy person park super close to doors, or do they park further away and walk? Does a healthy person take the stairs or the elevator? Like, you don't even need to know who a healthy person is. And you can just use some common sense and be like, well, does a healthy person order a hamburger and fries, or they order a chicken salad? I mean, it's, but you're ingrained in your brain that I am a healthy person. So a healthy person, takes their supplements every day. They drink a lot of water. They exercise. They do things that a healthy person would do. So let's just say you want to write a book. I am a great writer. Well, what do great writers do? They write pages in a book. So they change their identity. They become that type of person. So the statement I have for my clients, as Linda mentioned, I'm obviously very big into nutrition and helping clients get healthy. So it's not enough to just give them a plan. Hey, you need to take the 90, you need to drink the water, you need to follow the good food, bad food list. You can say all these things to them, but that's not who they are. They've never taken supplements before. They've never eaten healthy. They've never done any of these things. So it's getting them to see themselves as being a healthy person. And the statement I have people say is that I'm the type of person who takes their supplements every day. It's just who I am. I'm the type of person that takes their supplements every day. It's just who I am. So we're changing this identity. Now that's not enough. There's a third step that needs to be done. So we're in state, we're in this peak state, and I gave you the mantra. The second thing is we're changing our identity. We're actually saying I am statements and creating this new belief system about who you are. Now, there's a third thing you need, and I'm gonna describe this third thing to you in a story. Some of you may have heard this story before when you talk about it, but it's worth repeating, and I think it's super, super powerful. I mean, it hit me like a ton of bricks. So let's say I haven't seen Linda in a while, and I say, Linda, holy cow, we haven't seen each other in so long. Let's go out to dinner. I know this great restaurant. I just went to it last week. We should go to it tonight. Okay, so let's say it's Monday night. And she's like, yeah, absolutely. Let's go to dinner. Great. How's 7 o'clock? Meet you there. She's like, that is absolutely perfect. I'll see you at 7. So 7 o'clock comes. Linda goes to the restaurant. No Paul. Paul's not there. She texts me, calls me, 7:30, 8, 8:30. No Paul. She's like, Paul's this guy of super high integrity. Like, he must have like died or something. Like, I don't even know what happened to him. So it's just kind of like this worry, and like, I don't understand. But she leaves. Not a word from me. Then the next day I call her in the morning. Oh my gosh, Linda, I am so sorry. I got totally tied up. I couldn't get away. I'm just beyond sorry. Tell you what, can you rebook tonight? And I'm buying. Like, I feel so bad about what happened last night. She's like, yeah, totally, got it. Tuesday comes, 7 o'clock, no Paul. Not there. No show, texting, calling, no Paul. She leaves. Wednesday morning, I call her. Linda, I am so sorry. Missed dinner again. I will make it up tonight, though. I will be there early. She's like, Paul, this is getting a little crazy. Like, I went 2 nights in a row to this restaurant and you didn't show up. You said you would. I know. But you know me. I'm a man of my word. Well, Wednesday night comes, 7 o'clock. Again, no Paul. She's furious. She's like, this is ridiculous. You told me you'd be here 3 nights in a row now. And no Paul. Now, where's Linda's trust in me at this moment? It went from being super high to being almost at 0 after 3 days. Now, take this same story and take me out of it and make it about you versus you. How many times do we tell ourselves that we're going to do something and we don't do it? Not once, not twice, not 3 times, but every freaking day. We have no trust in ourselves whatsoever. You're the type of person that takes their supplements every day? Get out of here. You haven't done anything consistently in your entire life. I don't believe you. I don't trust you. That's what your subconscious mind is screaming at you right now. Every single time you try to make an identity statement, it says, I don't trust you. Why should it? You've never kept your word before to yourself. It feels the same way about you that you feel about me for not showing up to dinner with Linda. So you have to build trust now. And the way you do that is by making the statement, I am the type of person who takes their supplements every day. It's just who I am. Then you grab the bottle of supplements and you take one. And you got to be intentional about that. And it's got to be small. You can't say, I'm the type of person who writes books. It's just who I am. And make it their standard to write 10 pages. 10 pages is too many. Write one. One page. Now, in the book Atomic Habits, James Clear, who, if you're going to follow anyone in the world, follow him. This guy's a genius. I thought this was crazy, though. He said, say that I'm the type of person who works out, drive to the gym, go in, check in, and then walk out. I'm like, well, that's strange. But you know what? This guy did it for like 6-7 days in a row. And he said, I'm the type of person who goes to the gym every day. And he did. He actually went to the gym every day that week. He never actually worked out, but just to show himself that he's a man of his word to himself, he went to the gym, checked in, and left for a week straight. And then he stayed for 5 minutes the next week and left. He really didn't do anything, but he stayed for 5 minutes and left. And he kind of built up slowly but surely. Turns out that now that same guy actually owns a chain of gyms and is in like super great shape. So it's starting out small. And this is the one thing I have my huge pet peeve over supplements is, as health coaches, owning the Institute of Holistic Health and having thousands of health coaches, I see people making these huge recommendations of supplements to people who have never taken supplements before. They're not going to take 85 supplements on day one. I give them liquid minerals, one shot, 1 ounce a day. Get that in your system for a week or two, and then we'll add something. I have to build the habit. I have to change their identity about themselves. I'm the type of person that takes their supplements every day. I'm a healthy person. Well, look at that. I'm taking my minerals every day. And that's how we build up successful clients. That's how we build up successful businesses, is by building trust in ourselves, by doing something small often. There's a great video. You go on YouTube and just Google or go on YouTube and type in on the search, make your bed in the morning. So there's this general that gives this famous speech at a college graduation ceremony. And he talks about how important it is to make your bed in the morning. I was in the Marines. There's nothing to making your bed. There's no magic behind that. The magic is that you got up and you did something you said you were going to do. And that built trust in yourself. And from there, you can do something else and do something else and do something else. And eventually you become the type of person who makes their bed in the morning, or takes their supplements every day, or writes a book, or builds a business, or whatever else you want to do. So to wrap this up, I want to give some action steps for everybody listening right now. So number one, choose the one behavior you want to add to your life. So maybe it's take your supplements. Maybe it's write a book. Maybe it's exercise every day. Maybe it's, improve my marriage. Whatever it is, there's one behavior that you want to add to your life. And if I did this one thing, or maybe get up at a certain time, go to bed at a certain time. Doesn't matter what the habit is, the behavior is, pick one. And notice I say one. And say 10. I said pick one. Okay. So the one behavior. 2, you got to get into a peak state. So you got to say that mantra every day. Promise me you're going to do this. I, Paul Croto, see, feel, and know that I'm powerful, passionate, and positive. And I say that over and over and over again. So I'm in a peak state. And then I'm going to write down my new identity statement. I'm the type of person who takes my supplements every day. It's just who I am. And as soon as I say that sentence, I go and grab the bottle and take the supplement. So I'm firing and wiring. And that's all I did with the silverware drawer. In the beginning, I moved into a new house. I didn't know where anything was, but I fired, I did it, and wired. I wired that to my subconscious mind. So it became automatic. I didn't need any self-discipline. It just became automatic. And now There's so many great, awesome things in my life that are just automatic. It's just who I am. And it really is that way. It obviously wasn't always that way, because when we're born and when we're going through lives, there's a lot of things we're not doing that's right. But you can reprogram things in your body and in your subconscious mind to do those things. And I will, give you this. So we're creating this new path is what we're doing. So, we're blazing this new path that I'm the type of person who's healthy. I am a healthy person. And you start, your subconscious mind needs references. So the references will look at this. All week, I've taken my supplements. All week, I drink this water. All week, I've exercised, and then your brain's like, holy cow, maybe I am the type of person who's healthy. Maybe I am a healthy person. And then it starts believing that you're going to show up to dinner. And then you show up to dinner day after day after day after day. And all of a sudden the trust is built back up. But I want to give you one last pro tip on this, and that's make it easy to do. So whatever it is, again, with the silverware drawer, I put the little ribbon on it. With the supplements, put them in a visible spot. Make this new habit, this new behavior you're going to do easy. Figure out a way. Ask yourself, how could I make this easier to do? If, let's say, you want to work out first thing in the morning, maybe lay out your sneakers in your workout clothes in the morning or the night before, so they're ready to go. And like, boy, I don't have to search around in the dark for the things I need. They're already there. So it's setting yourself up for success, where you're going to set up that focus mode on your phone or your computer. The other thing that I love as far as work goes is I own these obnoxiously big set of Bose headphones. So I found that little earbuds don't really send the message to children or spouses that or animals that you're not available. So I got these really big Bose headphones that I play, classical music through, or just, music I like. And it just sends a message to everybody else that I'm working right now, So it's just, again, making things distraction free as much as you can is going to help out tremendously when you're building these new behaviors. So I hope these tips worked. I'll send out the notes to everybody. You go to elevateyourlife.com and the notes will be there. But I know Linda wrote the notes in here. And I just want people to not just have a plan, but be able to do it and be successful and achieve the results they really want to achieve this year. So with that, I'll turn it back over to you, Linda.
Thank you so much, Paul. That was amazing. Amazing as always. And you always just have phenomenal nuggets, whether it's here, whether it's on Monday night when you and Cheryl are on at 5 p.m. Eastern time and sharing there. Just everything that continues to help us become the best version of ourselves. You're not in competition with anyone but you, helping you to become the best version of you versus you, just like you said. Thank you so much, sir. We honor you. Thank Cheryl for us. I know she wasn't here with us today, but I know she's probably out doing something amazing. And we just appreciate you both so very much and honor you both as well. I'm going to unmute the Zoom. Please give it up for the amazing and incredible Paul Croto. Have a great day, everybody.
Hey, Paul.
Thanks, Linda.
Hey, Paul.
Yes.
Hang in there, man. It's a tough loss, but you guys showed up, man. Hang in there, though.
Thanks, bro.
Thank you, Paul.
I'm hurting.
Appreciate it, Paul. Take care.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, Paul.
Have a great day.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Thank you, Auntie Pat.
Paul, that call is awesome.
Andrea.
Always.
Notes. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jill.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone.
Good to see you, Jill. Hi. Thank you so much, little Queen Mary.
Love you guys.
Paul, that was amazing.
I love you.
Thank you, Coach Rod.
Coach Rod in the house.
Urban Beverly.
Great call, guys.
Thank you so much.
Good to see you, Paul.
Thank you, Alicia, CJ,
You
Lorna.
guys are amazing. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
So are you, beautiful Cindy Beyonce. We love you.
Love you guys
so
too
much.
so much.
Thank you, Reggie.
Our very own Tammy
Appreciate you
and
guys.
Marvin in the house. Herb and Beverly.
Appreciate you. Thank
We
you
love
so
you,
much.
superstars.
Thanks, Coach Rod. Thank you, Auntie Pat, Dr.
Thank you. Love you
Urban
all.
Beverly,
Love
Connie
you guys.
Freeman.
Love
Thank you,
you.
Miss
CJ. Have an
Patricia, what's
amazing
up?
day.
Thank you, LT. You rock,
Good morning,
superstar.
muscle man.
Thank you, Crystal Lee. Thank you
Auntie
so
Pat,
much.
Auntie Pat
Love
keeps
your
switching
Auntie
things
Pat.
up on us. We see
Auntie
the
Pat
coif.
has some curls. I'm gonna go
Okay, we
add
see
some
the coif
curls
all
to my
curled up.
hair.
Her beautiful accessories. We see you, Auntie.
Love
Yes, we
you
do.
Rising up in here.
It's the pastor's wife.
Thank you.
Bishop.
We love you, Auntie. You're looking
You
good.
Bishop,
too.
Bishop's
Love you,
wife.
all of you
Your
all. I love
bishop.
all of y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I
All
love
right,
y'all. Have a
everybody.
blessed and wonderful
Blessed
day.
everyone.
Yes, I
Yes.
second that emotion. You too, LT. We love y'all. We'll see you back
Yes,
here
we do.
tomorrow. Same time,
Woo.
same station, baby. Transporter out.